had an intimate past with two of my girlfriend's friends. I don't know how to tell her. Ugh, this all sucks so much. I just found out and I'm low-key freaking out. We've been dating for 3 months and it's been going very well. We try to see each other as much as possible, like 2 to 3 times a week, and we text every day. We just started near the end of January, and overall we are very satisfied with our relationship. And by the way, this comes from user BirdComplete5. And you can submit your own stories over at the r/OK storytime subreddit. So I don't want to take things too fast, but I definitely see us moving in together in the future. This is my first real romantic relationship, by the way. My girlfriend had a boyfriend 2 years ago, but that's it. Yesterday, I came over to her place since we're spending the weekend together. We were just casually talking over dinner, and she started talking about a party that's coming up next week, and if I wanted to come with her as her boyfriend. We are official and all that, but we haven't really attended any social events together. And she has only met one of my buddies, and I haven't met any of hers yet. I asked her who was coming to the party, and she told me a few names. She said it would be fun and that her friends could finally meet me. My heart dropped when she mentioned 2 particular names. I'll call them A and B.
Give them names.
Aubrey and Brenda. We're doing Brenda. Alarm bells were going off in my head. Both of these friends have pretty rare names. I went through her social media, and sure enough, it's Riley's grandma. About 2 months before I started dating my girlfriend, I started going on Tinder to meet new people. I matched with Aubrey and Brenda, and well, I may have slept with both of them. In all caps, I lost my virginity to Aubrey. Which makes sense why you're overthinking this. Aubrey just wanted a one-time thing, but I hooked up 2 more times with Brenda. All right, let's relax.
Yeah, he's getting his numbers in. This guy's
Riley
young,
doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this, Grandma. Also, I think this guy's 19 and she's 20.
Yeah, so
He's a 19-year-old.
what we'll get to the comments soon here. Let's keep going. She wanted to keep it going, but around this time, I met my girlfriend for the first time ever, so I broke it off. I'm trying to keep myself cool, calm, and collected, but I'm all over the place. I don't want to meet her friends. She has no clue, but noticed that I was acting weird, and I just told her it was nothing. Mistake. You've made your first mistake. I can't imagine what she will think or do and how extremely awkward it's going to be. I want to tell her before she finds out through her friends. I don't even know if the friends know that it's me, assuming she hasn't showed a picture of me. Now that I think of it, I don't think she even has one of me, but still. I really feel like holding this back from her can cause a lot of damage if it eventually, more like inevitably, comes out. I really have no clue how to approach this. I'm lost, and there is an update. Riley, hit us.
You got to tell her. Also, don't really think about it. That's what a gentleman will do. But as a scared little boy that is inside you, and I had this question, you know how awkward it's going to be hanging out in like a basement or like a living room with like her and her friends, and it's just you guys, and you've interacted with them all in the same way.
And you've seen all of them, Nike.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You've seen all of them in that birthday suit. That's going to be uncomfortable.
It was just, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It's not a big deal until now you've lied about it. So now, instead of, you could have just immediately in the future, you should go, who? I think we've hooked up. Just letting you know, I don't really care, but we've hooked up. I'm with you though. I don't care about it.
I'm with you
But
though.
the fact that you lied is now planting the seed of doubt in your girl's head where it's like, why would he lie? Okay, update. There's an update. After some thinking and gathering a lot of courage, I told my girlfriend we needed to talk. She was pretty confused and already knew something was up because she notices that kind of stuff. Because she's a human being. I started off with saying that she means a lot to me and that I love her. I don't know if this was too soon or not, but it seemed like a good time in the moment. She immediately told me that she loved me too, and we hugged, and it felt pretty dang good.
Dang, that's kind of early too.
I told her that I had something important to tell her and that it would probably hurt, but to please hear me out. She looked pretty concerned at this point, but I carried on. I said that prior to meeting her, I had some encounters with her friends, Aubrey and Brenda, but that it's in the past now. She didn't understand and looked even more confused. And I got embarrassed as all get out, but I told her straight up that I had met both of them through Tinder and that we did some stuff. She looked at me in disbelief and stammered a bit. And then asked me if I was joking. Unfortunately, I wasn't. And I carefully explained to her what happened. And she went quiet again and just looked at me. I noticed she was on the verge of crying, so I hugged her and she burst out in tears. She hugged me very tight and it honestly broke my heart. I felt so terrible. I held her for a long time and eventually she calmed down and asked for the details.
So, like, how did Aubrey, like...
So, like...
I can't even ask.
So, like...
I will never ask any other human questions like that.
So, like... Can you, like, tell me all the stuff that's going to hurt my feelings the most? Can you, like... Just, like, maybe tell me, like, that they're better than me? Like... But see, now, this is the thing. If you would just immediately, right out of the gate, as soon as you heard their names, we're like, oh my God, wow, I can't, okay, I need to tell you something right now.
Well, maybe you need to
because now you've made it this big thing.
I think he's going about it the right way. There's 100 different ways you can get to this destination. This is probably not the quickest. That's the quickest. He probably was trying to do the safest.
But I feel like by doing the safest, you create the most, like she's like crying and distraught. And
she's going to be crying and distraught either way.
I feel like if you prime it right, dude, it's different. I feel like because this is also...
Well, he's not an experienced driver. He's not an experienced driver like you.
But that's why we're saying this.
Okay. This is why we're saying it. But as an inexperienced driver, taking the safe route, not bad.
She calmed down eventually and asked for the details. I didn't really want to talk about this, but she really wanted to know, so I gave in. She probably would have found out from her friends anyway, so I told her everything. I doubled down that it meant nothing to me anymore and that I was with her to stay and that I only want her and nobody else. She told me it was okay, but that she needed some time to process it. I told her I would do anything to help her. We ended up cuddling all night and watching some Netflix. Later, she told me how much she appreciated it, so there's that. She got a little bit emotional a few more times the past week, but she handled it like a champ. Made sure to show her that I loved her many times and took her out to dinner. And by the way, we can take you out to dinner on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, because that is where you can find full episodes with stories like this. And all you need to do is search OK Storytime to find them. And then you can take us out to dinner, put us in your ear holes while you eat pasta.
Please, just your ear holes.
So we do have a little bit of story left.
I think
all my young bucks, right? It's normal for people's lives to overlap in ways like that sometimes.
Like noodles.
Like noodles.
Like a bowl of noodles.
Like enoki mushrooms is more.
Like a bowl of noodles, wouldn't you say?
A bowl of noodles is a big scribbly chumbly mess. What are you talking about?
Okay. What's your noodles?
I say maybe a big steak, like a slab of enoki mushrooms.
Okay.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
They're like the little mushrooms that are all bundled together.
Sure.
So it's like
that's the same thing!
No, because the noodles are loose. Anyways, we're taking too much time talking about noodles. It's only weird if you make it weird, okay? It's normal. You've hooked up with some of her friends. That's fine. It's as long as you're not trying to hook up with them anymore. The longer you wait, the weirder it gets. Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to make her think like, why did he wait? Why didn't he tell me? Did he lie to me? Is he lying to me now? Like, instead of just being like, hey, funny story that you know them, because I know them too. From Tinder. And then it's not weird. And she's probably crying because you just told her that you love her and that she loves you too. And then you were like, and by the way, I hooked up with 2 of your friends.
Ooh.
Like that is a terrible combo of things to hear back to back. Of course she's going to be distraught. Now she has no idea what to think or feel. She's like, why is he telling me that he's in love with me and also that he's hooking up with both my friends? Yikes. Like what's going on here? So the party was yesterday, and that went okay, too. Aubrey had no clue it was me until seeing me, and we were pretty awkward. Brenda had her suspicions and was really cool about it. Ended up talking with her for a great deal of the night, and it was nice to catch up. She handled it way better, and we shared some laughs. Exactly. It's just a laugh is what it should be. Afterwards, my girlfriend told me she would prefer it if I didn't interact too much with Brenda, which is completely understandable. Shouldn't have done that in the first place, but definitely not going to do that again. Overall, I think it went pretty well, and I'm so glad I told her myself. It could have gone way worse. Indeed. Thanks, y'all. Cheers to a happy ending. I feel a strong bond with her for sure. And I want this comment about Brenda, though. So about Brenda being cool and them talking during the night, right?
Okay.
Man, I hit this part and was just like, no, stop this right now. What are you doing? Luckily, your girlfriend is an absolute champ and girlfriend was able to hold off until after the party and communicate her feelings with you. Try not to put her in that position again. OP's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like I said in my previous thread, I didn't know any people at the party and it was mostly my girlfriend's circle of friends. I'm pretty introverted, so I was comfortable talking to her and she was cool about it. I was pretty dang nervous, so I stayed in my comfort zone, but after a few drinks, I wanted to talk to more people. Also, my girlfriend was part of our conversation most of the time, so I thought it was all cool. Again, this was my bad. Hey, and you know what? In reality, like, you didn't do anything wrong there. I think the only thing, the moment it becomes wrong is once your girlfriend expresses to you how she feels about it,
And you go against
then
her
you just go. Then you just go. All right, no, for sure. Moving forward from here, limited contact. Won't be super. I won't be friends with her if you don't want me. If you don't want us maintaining a friendship or a relationship like that, that's totally cool. If it is, but if you get along with Brenda so well that she's like your best friend, right? Which is not what the story is, but it's just a hypothetical for the young bucks.
Young bucks.
If you do have a friendship with somebody that you value on a level that is probably greater than the relationship you're in right now, then that's another conversation you make. You say, I'm not actually willing to cut off my best friend for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's okay to make that decision. And it's also okay for them to not be okay with it.
And that's for you, YBs.
Yes.
Please take notes.
Young bucks. But that is the end of that story.